Okie dokie, I'm starting shepherd's pie. Basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have to peel these potatoes first. So I'm going to go ahead and peel them. I got 4 big ones. These are baking potatoes. I got 4 big ones, so I'm going to go ahead and peel them. And then after that, I'll work on the next step, which I'm going to chop them into cubes and get ready to boil them and make mashed potatoes. Okay, the next step, I've peeled off all the skin, and what I'm going to do now is gouge out the nasty parts. And I'll be doing this for 4 russet potatoes. These are bakers. Yeah, I'm going to take out all the nasty parts. Yeah. Yeah. This I've had since the 1980s. I got it from my mother, and it works great. Never had to buy another peeler. This is the best peeler. They just don't make peelers like they did in the 1980s. This peeler is wonderful. I'm glad that I've never lost it. I actually brought it with me when I first got married, and I've used it a lot, and it's still good. It's still a good peeler. You use the tip here to gouge out like the little nasty parts here, see? Right there. So I'm going to be doing this for 4 potatoes. Yeah, it's right here. And then I'm going to chop them up into cubes and get ready to boil them in water and make me some mashed potatoes for shepherd's pie. So, yeah, let's go ahead and gouge this out here. I stored these potatoes in a paper bag. They say that's the best way to store them, to make them, and they're in excellent condition. I just bought them a couple days ago from the grocery store. I hear the Russians eat lots of potatoes. I kind of got back from, I actually love potatoes, but I quit eating them for a while because I was worried about weight gain, but I don't think I need to worry about that. Since I've been following Jesus' suggestions about going to bed earlier, I keep losing weight more and more. Okay. Okay, I gotta chop up 3 more potatoes like this, and then I'm gonna boil them in water. Actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick them in water right now because they're starting to brown on me, so that'll help. Let me get a big pan ready. Yeah, get the big pan ready. Fill it up with water. And put these potatoes in there just while I'm waiting, while I'm doing all the other ones. I want to store them in water because they won't drown on me. So yeah, this one's ready pretty much. Let me gouge out some more bad spots in this. Got a little bit more here that I want to take out. Yeah. I actually love potatoes. Love potatoes. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's go ahead and stick this in water because it's already starting to brown on me. Alright, that's good. Let me go ahead and chop up some more. And then I'm going to cube them and start making the mashed potato part of the shepherd's pie. Okay. I've peeled all the potatoes, and now I'm going to cut, oops, my recipe just fell on the floor here. Now I'm going to cut it up into eighths or large cubes, and then put it in, yeah, get ready to boil it. Get ready to make mashed potatoes, because you got to make mashed potatoes for the shepherd's pie that I'm making. Okay, so let's just go ahead. Yeah, this will work. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right. Let me chop up the rest of them so it looks like that. I've got more coming. So let me just finish chopping them up small, getting ready to boil them. Okay, I finished cutting the potatoes. What I did is I put them in the water right away because I didn't want them to brown on me. But as you can see, they're in here. And I'm going to boil this for about 15 minutes. And I get them soft. And then I'll be ready for the next step. Let's get this out of here. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and, go ahead and boil this pan. I'll be using that later. Okay. Let me just go ahead and boil them. Actually, let me go ahead and take the camera off here for a minute. Here they are. And I'm going to go ahead and boil them. So, yeah, I got it on the right one. So I'm going to boil them, and then for about 15 minutes, then once they're soft, I'll be ready for the next step. Okay, the next step calls for 2 teaspoons of butter and 3 tablespoons of milk. Oops, I got to get teaspoons. I think I prefer to use the metal for this. Yep, this will work. Let's get a knife, okay, 2 teaspoons butter. That sounds about right. Yep, I'm using real butter. Yep, can't beat the taste of real butter. Okay, 2 teaspoons butter. Yeah, this is just getting an approximation. Yeah, that'll work. Let's get some more here. Actually, I'm cooking quite a lot of potatoes, so if I go a little bit over, it's not going to be a big deal. Okay. Because I think I'm using a little bit more potatoes than the recipe calls for because I got some big potatoes in there. Real butter. This is going to be good. Real butter. Haha. This is whipped butter. Now for the milk. Let me just rinse my fingers off here. The water's starting to boil right now, so I can tell. I used to make homemade potato salad all the time. There was a Ukrainian potato salad that I used to make. I might make that later, but I really don't want to make that right now because it's kind of fattening, and I kind of like it that I'm going down, like I'm 126 pounds or something in the morning. Okay, now I use a dry. I use this because I'm trying to save money. Non-fat dry milk. So I got me here a. Let me dry this. Dry this because I don't want to stick it in here wet. Okay. I just know that it's a ratio of 1 to 3, so it's calling for 3 tablespoons of milk. This is non-fat dry milk. So let me just go ahead and put in 1 tablespoon here. And, yeah. Okay. That's about 1 tablespoon right there. Okay, so if I use that. And then add in maybe 3 tablespoons of water. Yeah. So let me go ahead and do that. 3 tablespoons of water, and then we'll be set for the stuff that I'm going to mash potatoes with. So that's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so that's what I've got in there. So you got the milk and the butter, and I'll be mashing the potatoes with that when they come out. Actually, I need to put it in, I'm not being smart because they're going to be hot, so I don't want to use plastic. Let's mash it in a metal bowl. Yeah, this would be good to mash them in. Yeah, this will work. So I'm going to use this. Yeah. Let's throw it in here. So I'm going to dump those hot potatoes in here, and then they're going to be hot, and they're going to melt the butter really good, and we'll have a nice mashed potato concoction in here. So yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, use real butter, real butter. And Brad said to use full-fat yogurt, so they're going to be using yogurt in this recipe too. I'm boiling the potatoes right now. Got about 10 more minutes to boil. I'm going to feel them though. When they get soft enough, then I'll quit. Okay, I drained the potatoes in a colander. Oh, let me turn the heat off. And you know, I could mash them in there. I don't want to do that though, it's hot. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and stick them in here. So I'm going to dump them in here and mash them in this thing. So let me do that next. Okie dokie. Here's my potato masher. And let's go ahead and, I think I'm just going to mash the potatoes today and make mashed potatoes and get it ready for tomorrow. And then I'll assemble the shepherd's pie tomorrow. I'm just making the mashed potatoes today. I actually just had some arroz con pollo, and I've got some for tomorrow. So this is basically going to be, I'll finish this recipe tomorrow. I'm doing the mashing today. So just going to mash it with a potato masher, and then I'm going to, so let me just go ahead and mash it real good, and then I'll add in the other ingredients soon. Okie dokie. Going to be adding some full-fat yogurt. The recipe calls for sour cream, but I think full-fat yogurt will work. It calls for 1/3 of a cup. This is 1/4 of a cup, so I'm going to kind of approximate here. My 1/3 cup measuring things with my, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, throw that in there. Okay, so we throw this in here. Yummy, this is going to be good. All right. Okay. You know, the funny thing is I'm eating like this and I'm losing weight. I don't get it. Okay, all right. All right, now we got to put in some salt and pepper. Maybe like, how much pepper did it say? Like 1/4 of a teaspoon. I'm going to kind of approximate here. That'll work. Okay, let's put in some salt. Yeah. See, it calls for 3/4 teaspoon salt. I'm just going to kind of guess here. Use this. 3/4 teaspoon. Yeah. I can always add more salt in later when I eat it if I don't like it. That's about right. I like my grounded sea salt. Okay, so we're going to put that in, and then the dill. This is really important. It calls for about 1/2 teaspoon of dried dill. Oh, yeah, I just bought this. This is dried dill. This is the cheapest dill I had. It was the Walmart organic brand. Ah, I gotta pull this thing off here. Come on, Jesus. Ah. Oh my goodness. Oh. Let me turn this off while I take the cover of the dill off. Okay, I'm back. I had to go find a way to I had to wear some plastic gloves to rip this off. Okay, so get about this much dill here. Dill's really important for this. It really gives it a nice flavor. Okie dokie. Now we're going to go ahead and mash this again all together. I think I got everything. Let's see. Yeah, yep. Okay, mash it all together. Oh, let me get this away because I don't want this to fall on the floor. Put the yogurt back in the refrigerator. Sometimes I'll forget to put the yogurt in the refrigerator, and that's not good. Okay. Go ahead and, ooh, that looks good. That looks real good. Yummy. Ha ha ha. Yeah. You know, I don't get it, but I'm actually losing weight on full-fat yogurt. I don't get it. And it seems like I don't get it. Oh, this looks really good. I love shepherd's pie, especially this recipe with the dill and like dilled mashed potatoes. It is just delicious. Okay, so let's just go ahead. You may say, well, it's about 5:10 right now, and I've got food for tomorrow. But this recipe is kind of complex, So I'm going to make the potatoes one day ahead of time, and then I'll assemble the shepherd's pie tomorrow, because I've got more to do. I've got to cook some ground beef and onions and garlic, but we're going to make the mashed potatoes in advance. Oh, that looks really good. You know what? I have so many potatoes. I bet I can have some of them right now. Yeah, because those are big. The recipe calls for 4 bacon potatoes, and I had 2 huge bacon potatoes and 2 medium, so I bet I can have some of the mashed potatoes right now. Yummy, I'm going to try this. So, I bet it's good too. Let me go ahead and try it. I'll just put it in a, like a bowl. Just try them. Try these mashed potatoes. And that way I'll know if I need to add more salt too. That way I'll know. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. Let me see if I got the camera position good here. Yeah, let's go ahead and move the camera up like that. There we go. All right, let's see if I need to add more salt to the mashed potatoes. This is good. Good. Could use a little bit more salt. Yeah, let's go ahead and add a little bit more salt. Yeah. That's delicious. That is delicious. Let's go ahead and put this in here. Add a little bit more salt here. Yeah. Mash it around. You say, why don't you use instant potato mix? Well, I'm trying to save money. And you get a lot more potatoes when you make it yourself. Besides, why do you want to use instant mashed potatoes when you can use the real thing? I'm a cook from scratch cook, you know. I'm not a package deal kind of a person. I cook from scratch. All right. Let's try this. This is really good. Just the right amount of pepper too. Some people might want more pepper. That's good. Let me get more. Okay. What I'm going to do is cover this with a plastic wrap, put it in the refrigerator, and then it'll be all ready for the recipe. And today I'll just enjoy me a side of potatoes here. Yeah. That is really good. That's good. Perfect texture too. I'm not going to add more salt, even though it could use a little more salt, but it's okay. That's good. This is going to make a delicious shepherd's pie tomorrow. This is really good. Yeah, I like it. It's good. Okay, I'm working on assembling the shepherd's pie. The first step now is to saute a small onion and 1 chopped garlic. So I'm doing that right now, and then when everything gets soft and cooked, then I'll go on to the next step. I threw in some ground beef, and I'm cooking it with the onions and the garlic. So when I'm done with this, I'll go to the next step. I just added salt, pepper, and dill, and now I'm spreading it around evenly. Yeah, I just kind of sprinkled it in there. The recipe said to remove it and to remove the onions and garlic when you cook the beef, but I didn't do that because I'm in a hurry today. So there's going to be some olive oil in here. Maybe I'll gain a couple pounds. Won't be the end of the world. That looks good. Okay. Okay, I just added 2 cups of frozen corn to the top, and I set the oven for 300 degrees. So, hold on. I put the potatoes on top, and now I'm going to stick it in the oven. This is cold potatoes. The recipe called for hot potatoes, but I had to make these the mashed potatoes yesterday, so I may end up taking it out and covering this if it takes too long to cook. 300 degree oven. It's going in there right now. Here's the finished dish. It's not bad. Could use a little bit more salt and maybe a little more grease, but that's okay. It's not bad. I already tried it. I'm very busy today, so this is going to have to be it, but this is what it looks like.
Amen.